Death be not proud.
What's up, you ignorant, subhumanoid, Marxist pigs? Holy Diver with his year-end wrap-up. People want to rant out of me, and the truth is, I'm at a level of contentment right now, so it's pretty hard for me to get one of these out. Maybe we'll find one along the way of this video. But I've got one possible future scenario for 2021 in gaming, which I think is utterly hilarious. And then I've got a top 10 list of how to master. It's a Masteries guide to 2021. So, I come down the stairs this morning to do this video, after my workout and everything. I kind of write up some points and everything. And I just got thinking about everything I've done this year. Everything I've gotten this year. Everything I've done this year. And just how thankful I am. So, let's start with the repaint of the Empire Army. It's right here. Let's start with finishing all my Lizardmen models, except for the 3 that I need to buy and paint. Let's start with the Parliament Army I painted this year. Let's start with the Dwarf Army I painted this year. Let's start with the 1 extra unit of Macedonian Phalangites and the unit of Macedonian Cavalry that I painted this year. There's 5 things that I've just done off my list. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Gone. Never coming back things. Let's talk about the new truck I got this year. Let's talk about the new handgun. Everything's coming up. Holy Diver, everything's good. So, I don't really have a lot to be bitter about, And, I think the one thing that I think is funny is the CCP virus. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and you're in danger. You do not have a functioning immune system. I want you to know that now. This virus could come from out of nowhere, and then wham, bam, boom, hamburger time. You're dead. There's nothing you can do about it. And, I think it's kind of funny how everybody called me some kind of conspiracy theory nut job when I said having to wear a mask is a lot like having to wear the Gold Star of David. And now, if you go to the CDC website, they're talking about isolation plans and isolation camps for those who don't want to get the vaccine. And in the UK, they're talking about freedom papers to show proof of vaccination. I mean, this is kind of a play right out of Hitler's handbook. First, you got to have the Gold Star, then you got to have your freedom papers, and then you got to have your mask, just so you can be out in the street. So what does all this mean? So you basically do not leave the house anymore. And then when you're not looking, they can import crap tons of migrants into your community, and now you can't trust your neighbors. The virus has basically turned every other human in your orbit into a potential enemy. My mom is terrified to death of the virus. Now, my parents were very successful people in life, but sometimes they're not the smartest people in the world, They are part of that lower common denominator. And I'm not saying this to berate them, but most people are in that lowest common denominator. Society at all does not cater to smart people. It caters to the lowest fucking common denominator. And if you want proof of that, just go watch videos about why you should not work at Amazon and take a look on YouTube at some of those winners talking about their experiences and everything. And there's this one guy who's and he can't stop. He doesn't have a speech impediment, but he literally puts into it. And now I'm going to start doing it, and it's contagious. But it's like, how does this guy live on a day-to-day basis? That kind of, So, or if you want to see what your welfare dollars are up to, turn on My 600-Pound Life or My Big Fat Fabulous Life. Go look at the Learning Channel if you want to see just how ugly America and the world has gotten. We live in this world where big is beautiful, everyone. Oprah said, even though I'm only 5'2" and 180 pounds, I'm still beautiful because the Wicked Witch of Chicago said so. it's kind of a crazy world, you know, and everybody now is just more at odds with one another because they're a potential spreader of this pneumonia-like virus, basically, you know, and if you don't go along with it, you want Gammy to die. That's what we're going to do. We're going to shame you into thinking that you want everybody around you, that you want people to die. You know, and it's like I told my mother, wait until the death rate reaches 6,600,000 in the United States alone, and then we'll still have 98% of our people left to bury the bodies, and life will go on as normal. Because, let me tell you something, I didn't know if you know this. Death comes for us all. And some just sooner than others, you know. You could be an infant tomorrow, reincarnated as an infant, and you're dead of SIDS. You're just dead of SIDS. You lived for 5 days and died. Sudden infant death syndrome. There you go. Just done. It comes for us all. And there's no getting out of that. That's what I have in common with Bill Gates at the end of the day, is that sooner or later, Bill Gates, that piece of shit, is going to die. So, you know, what this does is it throws a monkey wrench into the whole world supply chain. More people have starved to death, and you can't get shit from the UK. We made a foundry order all the way back in November during Thanksgiving. And it took those idiots in the UK at Foundry all the way up until now to get it to us. My friend just got it yesterday. Really? 30 days for an order? Are you kidding me? Did you forget how to build planes? Oh, wait a minute. Your country can't build boats anymore. I know that. And, it's just like, I still don't have my summer grass from Warlord Games. I ordered it. Maybe it got lost in transit. But, you know, I mean, all this really culminates down to these stay-at-home orders and essential, non-essential, basically. When you think about it, who's had record-breaking profits this year? Walmart and Amazon. There you go. Do you even need a game store anymore? Do you even need a game store anymore? Think about that. Do you even need to go to the FLGS anymore? If you were to ask me, no. Most of those game stores are going to fall by the wayside next year, and nobody's going to bat an eyelash when they're gone. Nobody's going to bat an eyelash when the comic book store in the strip mall that's been there for 20 years is gone. And is it a good thing? It depends on how you look at it. You know, I can get all my comic books on eBay. You know, or I could get them on Amazon Prime with 2 days free shipping. You know, you gotta get that instant society. You know, I think the lowest common denominator basically does not care what happens in the world so long as they get their lard fried burgers from a hole in the wall, their 2 days free shipping, and free porn. That's it. And you don't have to leave any of your house. You don't have to leave your house for any of that. It used to be, you know, you go back to 1998, your choices back then for porn were either go through the paywall, go to the strip club, or go get some analog magazines. Now it's unlimited. Everything is unlimited. Nothing is off the table. You know, and so you got all these small businesses like Mantic and Privateer Press and Warlord. They're going to be hard-pressed to make a little bit of money next year because there might be more shutdowns, or there might be monkey wrenches in the chain of supply from the factories in China, and it's just, you know, it's just you and trying to create work and everything, you know. I mean, if you're not able to sell it on Walmart.com because you're not even a blip on the radar, did it really matter to begin with? I think not, you know, but every game store owner I've talked to says they've had record years this year. They've sold more this year than any other year. Could it have something to do with the welfare benefits that governments put out when they finally stopped giving your money to the Sudanese, the Somalians, the Ethiopians, and they actually let you keep a few of your crumbs? And then did you save any of that welfare money? Probably not. You know? So, you can get a lot of Games Workshop products online at Walmart.com. Some of these stores are going to close their doors, and to an extent, that's a good thing. But the stores that don't close are the ones that are owned by spoiled trust fund babies. And, you know, some of these people are real big pieces of shit. You don't go, you know what? My friend stopped going to a certain store. He used to spend a shit ton of money there. And you know what? You know what the owner of the store did? He text messaged him and his other friend who were always going in there spending money. Hey, is everything okay? When you going to come back? You know, but the guy's an asshole. So, you know, he doesn't deserve that much custom. But, you know, I mean, I think about like, Night Flight Comics, that closed down after a mall closed down. They moved to a different location that was across the street from a mall, inside of a strip mall, and that's gonna, brick and mortar is going to be a thing of the past. Good luck paying rent, you know? The average rent price on a property, on retail space nowadays is $2,800 to $3,500 a month. And that means if you have a mortgage, you're like me and you have a mortgage, that means you literally have to make $8,000 a month in order to pay all your bills, and or if let's say you have one employee that you have to keep in reserve and give hours to every single week because you've got other obligations, you know. You don't make any money anymore, you know, but you know you've got Walmart. You know, and you don't have to leave the house anymore. And I think it's kind of funny how 9th edition 40K changed the size of the table from a 6x4 to a 5 by 3.8 inch table wide. It's a 5 foot long, 3.8 inch table, and it's really interesting. I like the smaller table because now I can ride across the field, give all the Tau backbreakers, and fuck up all of their days, and there's nothing they can do to stop me. I've got 60 bikes on the table. Do your best. Here I come. Oh, none of you can fight worth a shit in CQC. I win every single turn. You know? So, there's that. And now there's no more LVO for 2021, and there's no Adepticon for 2021, and I think that's a good thing. This kills the tournament scene. The end of the tournament scene? Maybe not forever, but especially the end of the local tournament scene. So you're going to sit there and say that the store has to shut down day-to-day operations so one guy, the Nerd King, can come in and host his prestigious 40K tournament, but you can't have more than 8 people playing in the tournament because you still need to have just enough room for 2 to 3 customers to come in, you know, because once you reach that 11 marker, you're in danger. You know, 11 people equals danger. You know, and I think that's a tragedy. You know, you might as well put you can't gather for religion, but you can go to Family Dollar. You know, you might as well put a big neon sign above every Catholic church that just says non-essential, non-essential, but you're welcome to go worship at the altar of Family Dollar. Yeah. And that's where we've gone this year. Everybody is a potential spreader and a potential enemy, and I don't think that that's good that we've gone that way. I don't think it's necessarily that bad because I was already a loner to begin with, you know. So no tournaments, and you know, people are going to call me some kind of conspiracy freak nut job. You know, they think that things might go back to normal, and maybe they will. Maybe they will, but we don't know what's going to be going on a month from now in the United States. And what happens in one state might not happen in another. My state didn't shut down. And, you know, I knock on some wood, and, you know, I'm not, though I myself am not a religious man, I might as well thank the Almighty for that, simply because a lot of people stayed employed because of it. We never shut down in my state. And, you know, we rode through, and the hospitals are almost at capacity. You want Gammy to die, whole thing, you know. I mean, we've basically terrified, I want to say 60% of the population. We've terrified them into a submissive state. Basically, what's next? They terrify us some more with another mysterious virus, and then everybody's living in pods and eating bugs? Who knows? You know, so that's, where it is, you know. I mean, it'll vary from state to state, but I think, you know, I've had a good year. So, you know, here's my guide to mastering 2020. Number 10, leave Facebook. Just leave it. If you're a man, leave Facebook. There is nothing on Facebook that you need to see. What, are you going to share some more memes with the rest of the autistic odtards? Don't let Zuck the cuck use you to make a buck. Get off Facebook now. Get off Facebook now. There's nothing for you on there. If you're above the age of 24, it's time you log the fuck off. This is my mastery guide. Number 9, get off any and all dating platforms. The average man will spend 10.5 hours a week swiping. Get a job at a gas station instead to fill that gap. Take yourself out of the dating market. Absolutely. Get a job to fill your time. That extra $400 a week adds up really quick. In 2 years, you got a car. If you save all that money. Number 8, pay your bills via check. Now, people think that I'm some kind of weird boomer because I still write checks for my mortgage, my power bill, and my other bills. I still write physical checks for everything, even my cable bill. I don't pay any bills online via card or direct account, simply because I want those slips to throw. I want to throw them all. I do shoebox accounting. That's how I keep track of my money. I throw everything into a shoebox, and then I take a look and see what I'm spending. Plus, if, let's say, in 5 years we go to a full digital currency where there is no physical money, if you say one thing that the owners don't like, well, they can turn your bank account off. That's pretty much how you get to a social credit score. And you don't believe me? Oh, the famous last words of every dumb douchebag idiot is, that can't happen here. So pay your bills with physical money, cash or check. And that's just me. You might call me a nut job for that, but I just recently had a problem with the gym subscription that I've canceled, and I just found out they've been charging me the whole time. And I canceled that gym subscription back at the end of the summer. Back at the end of the summer, I canceled that subscription, and I did it over the phone. I got an email, and here I am, $126 later, short. So that's why you don't want to pay bills via credit card or direct, because they'll just take from you, and then when you notice, it's already too late. So, number 7, do not buy door cameras. The Ring system, don't buy the Amazon home surveillance system, don't buy home surveillance systems. First and foremost, they're not going to make you any safer. If somebody wants to come into your house and rob you, they're just going to do it in broad daylight and maybe pay the consequences. Maybe they grab a description because they weren't smart enough to wear a mask, but normally when you go around robbing houses, I assume most people are smart enough to wear masks. And especially with everyone wearing a COVID mask now, what is that surveillance equipment going to do? It decides you're just going to sit there at work and watch somebody rob you? And what's the average response time for cops? I know it's pretty good where I live, but I live on the rich side of town. But the average response time for the shit neighborhood in Cook County you live in, they're not coming to save you. And there are some people out there that if you mouth off to the wrong way, let's say you're this dumb soy boy and you're like, you can't wear a swastika tattoo, and then you follow that guy out into the parking lot and he kicks your ass basically, what have you got then? Oh wait a minute, somebody wearing that tattoo isn't gonna give a fuck about the consequences. Consequences do not apply to the criminal. Like, there are some people that push my buttons, and maybe someday I'll just do them in broad daylight and pay the consequences. Because who bleeping cares? That's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to not use the F word as much. I'm going to learn how to speak the magical Disney language. So, that was number 7. You're just if you buy a home surveillance system, you're basically signing up for Big Brother surveillance state shit without even knowing it. You're going to sign up for it and you're not even going to know it because it's going to make you feel safe. And this whole virus thing is about, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe? Oh my God, is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? You're going to live your whole life on a what-if scenario? I can go out, I can leave my house after this video for coffee, either get gunned down or die in a car crash. That I have a higher chance of that happening to me than dying from COVID. I have a higher chance of that happening to me. As a matter of fact, you know, how many people have starved to death this year? 9 million? I think it's like 9 million globally on average. I would much rather die of COVID in about 1 month than starve to death. Because starving to death sucks. I know what it's like to not eat for 7 days. It sucks. Okay, number 6. Stop playing video games. If you're 28 years old, dial it back. Join a gym. Especially if you haven't done anything physical in your entire life since junior high school. If junior high school was your last gym class cycle and you haven't been to the gym since, maybe it's time to get off your ass and pick up an actual hobby like mountain climbing, mountain biking, or just hill climbing. Well, here I'm pretty blessed. Like, if you think the mountains are tall in Scotland, they're not. I live at that elevation year-round. So, you know, I mean, a climb to some is really just sort of more like a hill for me, because what changed? About 500 feet in my elevation? Oh boy, you know. And then watch me go down to sea level and how fast I can run. But join a gym. Get off the video game bandwagon and maybe get an army painted. So, let's see here. Save money. And I'm going to give you 3 tips that's going to help you save money. This is number 5. Save money. Stop buying coffee. Stop buying breakfast every single day. And damn sure stop buying lunches. I just made you $5,000 by the end of the year. That is $5,000 by the end of the year. You do that for 2 years, you can go buy a new Toyota Camry or Honda Accord. And what is new, and I don't mean like brand new, but you're going to go buy something that's 2017 or better. 2017 or better. There you go. Stop eating out and stop buying drinks on a day-to-day basis, and watch how fast that money builds up. Stop spending your welfare checks on $5 free cheese. Number 4, stop using Amazon. If you absolutely have to have a streaming service, just do the Prime for $4.99. I have a Boomerang subscription, and it's great. I can watch all my favorite episodes of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Mamba Wamba, Space Kook, Miner 49er, A Night of Fright is No Delight. Those are they never get old. And when you're trying to go to bed at night, you turn that on, you are not even invested in that. And you would just go to sleep. All you need is a little bit of Scooby-Doo and a bite of a sandwich, and you can go to sleep. It works for me, you know, and you're just focused on what is, even though you know what's going to happen and who did what, you're still like, what's this mystery, gang? What do we need to solve? I don't know. It never gets, A Night of Fright is No Delight is probably my favorite episode of Scooby-Doo, and it never gets old. And he had to help out an old Confederate colonel who paid in Confederate dollars. Oh, that's a racist episode, everyone. You can't say you cannot acknowledge the existence of the Confederacy. So another tip I got for you is save time, not money. You know? If you can save some time somewhere else, having someone else paint an army for you instead of buying new shit, do it. Because time is something you never get back. Time taking its toll on you, the lines that crack your face. Death, deliverance, for you for sure. There you go. It's all in that song, The Four Horsemen, right? And then number 2, demonetize your YouTube channel. Now, I did a little bit of research and everything. And, you know, and this is funny. If you have 5,000 subscribers, what is that? What is that at the end of the day? That is exactly about $5 every 3 weeks. Is it really worth it? Have you seen YouTube commercials these days? They are unbearable. I swear to God, I see Zuckerberg's Facebook commercial one more time, that Facebook commercial will not shut the fuck up. Every time, oh, it's an ad for Facebook. It's an ad for Facebook. I am so sick of that ad that I'm about to stop watching YouTube and I'm going to go to BitChute and watch all my content there because I am sick and tired of the Facebook commercial. Is it really worth the YouTube pity pennies that you get? Did you know that, here, I'll just name somebody. I looked into it today. His YouTube account, he has 22,000 subscribers. The big fat ass on Mountain Miniature Wargaming. His channel is worth $7,000. That's it. Is it really worth the $7,000? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not, because that fat ass probably spent all that money on lunches. So what did he gain? What did he gain? Jack and shit, and Jack left town because he blew it all on lunches. So, you know, I mean, there you go. He spent $6,000 of that on, you know, and the solo wargamer said it best. I'm going to shout him out right here. I don't need your pennies. I don't need your pity. I'm going to demonetize my commercial because he sat down and I talked to him about it. I didn't know he'd do that. It was the coolest thing he's ever done. Solo wargamer demonetized because I said you do this really good rant video, and every time you're about to knock it out of the park, a commercial. And he went and he did the time, and he said for a 20-minute video, they put 30 minutes worth of ads in. 30 minutes for your 20 minutes. Is that worth it? Jesus Christ, let it go. The days of making money through ad revenue on YouTube, they're over. YouTube doesn't want to give you that ad revenue because they'd rather be Hulu. As a matter of fact, they want to change the way the platform works so that you have to pay them to use it, or you have to pay for a monthly subscription to use it. They want to be Hulu. You have to pay. I remember when Hulu was free. And when it was no longer free, I said, I guess I'm not watching Hulu anymore. I remember when Crackle was free. I don't know if Crackle is still free. I used to watch Elvira on Hulu all the time, back when Hulu was free. I don't watch Hulu. I limit my streaming services to about $18 a month. And I might get rid of my Netflix subscription and just keep watching the same 26 episodes of Scooby-Doo over and over again because it's literally all I need, apparently. And that was the number 2. And the big number 1. Grow the fuck up. The glory days of childhood are over, and they are never coming back. Human beings do not have lifespans of 175 to 200 years. We are not Numenorians. When you die, you punch your ticket like everybody else. As a matter of fact, that's what I have in common with Zuck the Cuck and that piece of shit Bill Gates. Is sooner or later, they're going to die. Maybe just a little bit sooner than me, hopefully. But sooner or later, they're going to die. I'm going to die. You do not have a lifespan of 200 years. You are not a Numenorian. And when your time comes, it was your time. There's no stopping what can't be stopped. And death will come for us all. So are you going to sit around wondering, oh God, am I going to get corona and die tomorrow for the rest of your life? Or are you going to go out and live it? That's a serious question. Are you going to sit there and live your life on a what-if clause? Or are you just going to go out and live it and suck it the fuck up? I think I'd rather just suck it up. You know what? If that means some people die along the way, I've already had a lot of friends die in 2018. Nothing I could do about it. Oh, wait a minute. That was 2017. Nothing I could do about it. I knew like 4 people that bit the dust. Just gone. And, you know, and let me tell you something. When Mina died, I realized just how cheap human life is. It goes that fast. Gone. Gone. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. Another one gone. It's cheap. You burn bright and then you die. And that is my big number 1. So don't let the CCP virus scare you. So how do I end this video on an upbeat note? Truth is, you don't. I think 2020 was better for some and worse and worse for a lot of other people. I was very lucky, and I think it really will come down to what kind of state you live in for 2021. If you live in a state that wants you to lock down, they're going to lock you down. There's going to be nothing you can do about it. You'll just be like, okay. You know, kind of like in the UK where they have a stabbing problem and they're going to tell you to turn in your knives, and all the law-abiding British people are going to turn in their knives, and they're like, here are knives, and then they're going to want your forks, and then they're going to give you the KFC spork to eat with, you know, and you just be like, okay. And you don't really end this video on an upbeat note. So, you know, I mean, all I can tell you is keep painting, keep playing, and stay metal, my friends. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram. I just started an Instagram account. I had to join Fernando Ruiz. I had to join him up on Instagram to enter his contest because, goddammit, I want my own sketch card to my liking of any character I can get. So, because I'm a huge fan of pencil on paper artwork. So, there is that. You can check me out. I will have a link in the description below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And you can see some of my lizard men that I've just recently painted up on Instagram. So, the name is Antipater Supreme. Yeah, I had to figure out. It's not Holy Diver. I think I should change the name of Holy Diver to Antipater Supreme Miniatures. I don't know. It just sounds buff, you know, because I figured what do you call it? Omega Supreme was already taken, you know. So there you go. In any case, keep fighting, keep playing, and keep painting, my friends. There's nothing I can do for you.
I'm more of an expert at exposing the moon. Get out of here, let's go! See if you can find the one crater.